Hey, 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 happy Monday, happy fun day. And we are getting closer to Christmas holidays. Hanukkah just started yesterday, last night. So happy Hanukkah to everybody who celebrated. We also light up our menorah last night, had a nice family dinner together. And we are in the spirit of the holidays. So we wanted to say happy holidays. Let's celebrate because the more we celebrate, the more the universe gives us the opportunities to celebrate, right? And if this is the first time you're tuning in, welcome to our beautiful world where it's all about intimacy, love, and relationship. And my name is Irina Portnova. I'm all about how do we attract with law of attraction whatever we want in our life, or what is our ideal partner, what is our ideal life, right? And I'm here with my co-host, Dina Alexander. And Dina is all about sensuality and love and intimacy. Dina, just introduce yourself, please.
Hi, love. And in our language, we say it, hi mi dushi. Now
So
I'm
beautiful.
teaching you papiamento.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm joking. So I'm here from Aruba. I am a personal coach, a relationship coach, and an intimacy coach. Um, as Irina just mentioned, I do believe that spirituality and sex should be married because we are human and we just that part of energy, that sexual energy is manifestation, is creation, creating energy, and we should use, and it is spiritual energy, and we should learn how to use it, and that's the only way how you do that. You marry the two, the spirituality and the sex.
I love that. And today I love the topic, especially because Dina always comes up with these topics based, I guess, on her experience with the clients. And I'm also here to learn and, like just to put my input as well. And I love these conversations because they are super powerful, right? These are the conversations just to show that we are present, that we are learning. And hello, Al. Merry Christmas! Yay, yay! It's great to see you with us. Welcome to another powerful episode, right? And today we are going to talk about the porn, right? Like how porn actually affects our intimacy, our relationship, right? And it's nothing about judging or saying that this is right or wrong. It's more like let's just have the conversation and let's see
Yes,
what's unfolding, right?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. It's just like you said. It's just like you said. I do think I got this topic because I had a visit. Yeah, I had a client that saw me on a social media, and it was the male partner that saw me on the social media, and the female, she called me, and we
Mhm,
set up a session, and she was not frustrated. She was like, oh, this is not, I'm not happy because he he gets aroused due to
mhm,
pornography,
mhm,
and
mhm,
it really bothered her because she wanted to arouse him, not he
mhm,
wanted to get aroused. He needs to get aroused first, then attend her in her sexual
mhm,
needs. And look, this episode is very tender. Just like you said, there are no judgments. It's honest. And it is one a lot of people feel but rarely talk about out loud. Okay?
mhm,
Pornography, as you said.
mhm,
Um, not a moral issue, not something bad or wrong, just as you said, but we want to talk about we want to put it as something that quietly shapes how the body learns desire. Okay, this is
mhm,
the reason why I presented it, because it does influence. Because porn isn't just something we watch, it is something that releases chemicals, and it trains the nervous system. Okay, it conditions arousal due to the chemicals it releases, And it's a bonding that you get with a porn star. And a lot of people are not aware that oxytocin, it's what's being released. It's a bonding chemical. And that's why you need to go to the pornography, because you have a bond with that. Okay. So this is um okay, before I continue, when desire lives mostly on a screen, the body can slowly forget how to feel as a human being. Okay. And this episode is about presence, sensation. And that is what the female that called me, the partner, that's
Mhm.
what she wanted. She wanted to be present. She wanted his presence. She wanted that connection that he has with the porn. And what happens when stimulation replaces connection? That's our topic today. And no shame, no finger wagging, and just awareness. Okay. And
Mhm.
I don't think you need to be a professional to this. You are a very good coach, and that's why I feel I feel good when we have these topics, because you come with your sincerity, with your honesty, and that's all about. So, what did I open up? I'd like to ask you when I share my first segment.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I said, I love these uncomfortable conversation. I mean, where else we can actually go on air and talk about it, and where else some people just can come and join and listen, right, and participate. Like Al, we just like I really love to give the shout out to Al because he is who he is, right? He just shows his vulnerability without the fear of being judged by somebody, right? Because again, a lot of people are just kind of like peeking, but they are not participating in our discussions. So this is a great invitation for everybody. Like really just freaking drop all the walls and just be yourself. Because being yourself is something that we came here to do in this lifetime, and the mastery of ourselves is important, right? And obviously, since we are humans, we have that intimacy conversations because we want to learn about ourselves, like what we are all about, right? And I love this topic specifically because, again, it's not too much talked about. And this is a great space where we can just actually share what we are thinking about it, and from the standpoint of spirituality and connection with our body, what it really means, right? So I totally agree with you, Dina, when you were saying that the brain learns to associate arousal with that images that people see on the screen. Again, I was watching porn, not too much right now to that extent, but obviously I still believe that it's more for men than for women, right? And this is so true. It's very important to connect with our bodies, right? Because again, if we overstimulate through these images and everything, then we forget what does it mean emotional connection, right? What is something that we can experience with another human being.
Yes, yes. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
In this particular case with this couple that inspired me to get this topic, she likes pornography, looked at
Mm-hmm.
porn with him, but the one that are made for women by women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because these are other porns. They really have a story. They begin slow. There is no wham bam thank you ma'am, and it's a connection between the two person that are making love, and you can see them making love. Okay, all the way. So here's the thing: most people miss. Your body does not know the difference between this is just entertainment or this is how I learn arousal. Your body doesn't know the difference. Every time you get aroused, your body is asking, where am I? What is creating the sensation? What do I associate with pleasure? So When arousal happens, primarily alone, still, visually, fast, externally driven, the body learns a very specific pattern. Porn becomes a teacher. And like any teacher, it teaches something, whether or not we are conscious of the lesson. So
Mhm.
Elle was saying something. Let me read what Elle said. Pornography is common for men to sensualize before ejaculation because their spouses or partners can't provide the right stimulation. Agree? Mm, Um, I don't want to generalize. It can be a way that the man gets stimulated because the wife doesn't know how to do that. But some men are really addicted, and some men does not know that when you masturbate in front of a porn, you bond with that porn star. Some men
I think
doesn't know
there is
that.
an energetical exchange, right? If
Yeah,
for
also,
anything like, because right, because Dina, it's one thing when a lot of people like having this misunderstanding. They think, okay, if I am not physically present with that person, I'm not actually involved. But we know more from the energetic perspective, right? There is still that connection and bonding and exchanging of the energy.
it's a chemical and energetic connection, Irina. It is something scientifically proven that you do release that oxytocin when you ejaculate, when you get aroused, when you get your orgasm. You get that you release that chemical, and that chemical bonds with whatever you, helped you get that orgasm, whether it is porn, whether it is your partner, whatever is helping you get in that orgasm, getting out that chemical, it bonds with it. As simple as that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
And can I just add to
of
what
course,
Al is saying? Because the way I feel it, it's, like it's easy just to turn to the movie and say that your partner, like I'm not implying you in particular, but just saying, like when people are saying that the partner doesn't excite them, it's easy to do that. And, rather than searching within, like, how can I make it different? Right. And that's the whole point. When people are taking the leadership, whether this is in a bedroom or boardroom, right? It's all the same skill. Once the person says, okay, if I am, like if my sensations are dull, if I'm not experiencing the same type of excitement, and again, it's very much possible because we are all humans, right? We all go through the stages and seasons. So nobody can be excited all the time, right? Neither man or woman. But the idea is, what are you doing with that, right? Do you really want to just give in and go the easy path, or you just going to say, okay, let's sit down with my partner, let's see what we can do different, right? Maybe taking, like the courses with the intimate coach, right? The intimacy coach, maybe exploring different toys, whatever it is, right? Because there is always another level of excitement, another level of intimacy. But a lot of people are lazy. They do not want to do that. They do not want to invest the energy. They do not want to invest the time and money. And that's what it boils down to.
I'm totally with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to emphasize, they're not only lazy, they're looking for the cheap way for something very big in their lives. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
as you
Yeah.
mentioned just now, if you have a relationship, and
Mm-hmm.
it won't last if you don't invest in it. And you
Mm-hmm.
need to invest money, okay, because they're looking for
Totally.
cheap things. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to emphasize in that, because when you invest in your relationship, in your cars, in your houses, in whatever you invest in, when you divorce, did you know you can lose everything. You can lose everything if you get divorced, and not even the half will you get back. Maybe I
Mm-hmm.
know some people lose their houses due to bank issues. The bank takes it. Okay, so no, that's another topic.
Yeah, that's
Divorce.
financial, right? But now we are talking about intimacy.
So yeah, um, yeah, that gets my passion out, because when someone comes to me crying, and then after I tell them, okay, this and this and this, I recommend, this is simple, I can help you out, you can get out of this, it will cost you so much. Oh, it is too
Too
the price is too
expensive.
high.
Hmm.
Yes.
Exactly. So
And then
everybody's ready to settle, right? Everybody's ready to settle because they do not see the price that they are paying with their life and happiness and just, like experiencing the real connection with somebody, right? On the intimacy level.
yes, that
People just, yes, people just train to always come back to, how much is it going to cost. But what they are actually paying in the price is much more higher rather
they
than
don't see it.
investing in the professional.
They don't see it. And yeah, this should be a topic, but we will get them maybe in
We'll
2026.
circle back to that.
Okay, let's get a little bit nerdy, because in a
Hmm.
sexy way. In a
Yep.
sexy way, okay? Porn is a high stimulation, okay? It's a fast novelty, it's a primarily visual, it's cognitively driven, and it's often disconnected from breath or movement or sensation. And that trains the nervous system to associate arousal with watching instead of feeling. A mental fantasy, it trains the nervous system to associate arousal with mental fantasy instead of bodily presence.
Hmm.
It also associate the nervous system, it trains the nervous system. It's all about training the nervous system to associate arousal with intensity instead of subtles, being subtle.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
also associate arousal with speed instead of building up. Okay? Over time, the nervous system can start to expect instant stimulation. How can your partner do that? You are you are asking for a robot. So,
Hmm.
and the nervous system will start asking also for escalating novelty and stronger visual to feel same response as in what it got in the screen, which means real life arousal, which is slower, subtler, and sensation based, can start to feel like flat and boring. Not because your partner isn't sexy, not because your body is broken, but because your nervous system has been trained in a different language.
Hmm.
Porn speaks in pixels, the body speaks in sensation, and those are not the same dialects. So let's be very, very honest here. What do you want?
Hmm.
Those pixels? Or you want the real thing? And you need to
Hmm.
train the nervous system to get the real thing. So what comes up?
You know what comes up? Because remember, at the beginning, you were sharing, Dina, about this couple that she said that her partner needs the stimulation from the screen before he actually can connect with her. That's exactly what happens when people are watching too much of that videos, right? Because now there is no actual embodiment. Their desire actually keeps staying in their head, and they are more performant than actually connecting, right? And that can create that friction when they are really with the partner, because now they do not have that presence. It's very difficult for them to be present during the intimacy, and they have to have that extra stimulation in order to feel aroused. So that's
Yes.
exactly where that disconnection happen of emotional closeness and physical desire.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Let's continue and let's name it this gently, okay? Many people say, I love my partner, but I don't feel much. I need fantasy to stay aroused. Or I hear, touch feels nice, but it doesn't take me there. That is not a lack of desire. That is desensitizations. You are out of your sensation. You are disconnected. You don't have a connection with your sensual self. When arousal lives mostly in the mind, as you said, the body becomes a background character. Breathing gets shallow, sensation narrows, presence fades. The body starts to wait for the mind to tell it what to feel. And real touch, which requires slowness, vulnerability, and responsiveness, can feel unfamiliar. And not wrong, just unfamiliar. This is why some partners say, you're here, but you're not really here.
Mm-hmm.
They feel it even during closeness, even during sex. So let's talk about that because before I give you the mic, I want to share something personal. I've been there. I've known the difference. I know when my partner, my ex partner, wasn't there, and I do stop. And for me, it's important to have that connection. And if you have that connection and your fetish together, whatever fetish that you have, that is great. That's making love. That's the ultimate what you want to have. Okay? So I give you the word. What comes up?
What comes up is that, like as you were describing it, right? And usually these, like men are more about imagination. They are more like, again, there are some selective women, right? But majority, like if you compare the population, men are more like, like high involvement when it comes to intimacy, right? Because a lot of women are still kind of shy and they are not ready to explore, right? So what comes to me is maybe when the partner, a male partner, is losing that interest, I would never blame a woman. It's not our fault. So I would ask the partner to go back to himself and ask himself, what is something that excites you? What is something we can explore? What is something you can do different, right? Because again, it's easy when somebody is just serving you and it's like you come to the restaurant and they're just bringing the dishes, right? But if you have to cook by yourself, then you do not have as much, content in that, right? So the idea is that there is no such a thing like in my in my universe, in Irina's universe, there is no such a thing as, this is the fault of the partner. Because if the person was with that partner before and they did experience great things together, it has nothing to do with the partner, it has something to do with that person.
Yeah, I
And
do.
now it's the responsibility of that person to go back to themselves and really start asking the deeper questions, to really start figuring out what is the answer, what is wrong, and how to fix it, right? How to make it different, how to make it better.
Yes, totally with you, Irina. Oh, L. Do you want to read what L says?
Yeah, he says, man, I like beast on bed. Always think of sex rather than foreplay first. Well, there are the women who are okay to go into sex right away, right? Because again, it's like depends on the scenario, right? Depends on what, like they're obviously when people just, still exploring, when they are at the exploration stage, obviously, like it's nice to take the time, right? And then again, it's also common as patience, as studying each other, right? As like really, testing and see what your partner likes, right? There is also the fun in that as well.
Yeah, true.
So I honestly I believe that it's never the partner's fault that and not that another partner is losing. that sexual attraction. Because if that partner was attracted in the first place, it has something to do with, okay, because again, through our life we are evolving, we are changing, and it's our responsibility to also question ourselves and also involve our partner and see what we can do differently in order to experience differently.
Yes, yes. I want to add something in towards Elle's question. I do I don't believe that all men. I don't want to generalize because some men will not take it further if there are no foreplay or no connection. I know a lot of men that do that does need that part, that soft part. So I don't want to generalize. Maybe men are more forward towards that, women are not. But I do know some clients of mine, they need a connection, and they won't. Some men, they um, they want celibacy for a period to get that to themselves, to get grounded, to know themselves better. So I don't want to generalize, Al, but it can, okay.
Mm-hmm,
Some men
mm-hmm,
and women can think of sex rather than foreplay first, and some men and women, that is their fetish. And if your partner has the same fetish as yours, that is great. That's good. You'll
mm-hmm.
have fun. I hope we contributed to your comment or question.
Yeah, just let us know. Yeah, definitely,
Yes,
definitely.
let us know. So the
Mhm.
time is not waiting. But before we close, can I say something?
Sure.
Fantasy is not the enemy. Fantasy
Mm-hmm.
can be playful, erotic, and creative and healing.
Mm-hmm.
But fantasy without embodiment creates a split. Okay, that's the last thing I want to say. So if you want to experience of or hear more or talk more or have a conversation with me, please do connect, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll continue.
And I just wanted to also add that this today conversation is not about blaming porn, right? Or our desires or fantasies. It's about the awareness. Again, the keyword is awareness, because the body is adaptable and our system, nervous system, can actually relearn. So we can return these sensations, we can restore that intimacy, we can become more deeper with each other. So the idea is how much we desire to do that, right? Because when we understand that that arousal is inside of our body, we start becoming more aware through our breath, through our touch, through slowness and presence. And that's exactly what that desire stops living on the screen and starts living within during the intimacy with our partner. Thank you so much. It was awesome. And Elle, thanks so much for participating with us. We love your energy. We love that you're curious, you're exploring, you're learning with us. And for everybody else, if you find this episode insightful or helpful, just share it with somebody who might be finding it useful, right? And again, we are learning together. It's not to say that we are the experts and whatever we are sharing is the only truth. Again, it's something to bring on the table, and it's up to each one of us what resonates with us. And it's totally fine if you do not agree with everything. That's the whole beauty of life, right? It just, take whatever resonates and leave the rest. And please share with somebody who might benefit from this episode. As well as, if you have any questions, just connect with us and we continue talking about all these things, because again, the more we talk, the more we become aware and the more we become curious and we are ready to explore. Yes. Thank you so much. See you